on top of Fly. RTZ continuing to move on forward. He doesn't have Omni Slash for another 38 seconds, but they have the Frost Blast. They're slowing down Ice, who's...
It was quite a lot of space created, though. You're right. There's 4 heroes. Are at this point in the game. Fnatic do. I guess they just wait for Chrono and try and find another kill with that. They gotta wait for the Centaur Blink as well, but Ice is gonna take a little while to get that. Only 260 gold to his name.
Are they that dependent on the Chronosphere? Like, is there any way else for them to get a kill here, or is it just what EG brings to the table too much for them to really go in? And before you answer that, Ice in a little bit of trouble. Sumail on the run. They've got the Astro Imprisonment. The Icarus Dive comes across from Jabs. They've also got the TP over from Ape, but it's not going to matter. They'll lose the Centaur, and then right off the bat,
until they get the Blink, the only setup that they have is the Void jumping in and chronoing. Otherwise, they just walk in with the Rubik, but that's just never going to work against EG's heroes. So, unfortunately, they don't really have a whole lot of plays to make. Bone Stormhammer is going to be pretty nice.
RTZ taking a little bit of damage there, standing in this March of the Machines. Might want to be a little bit careful. He does have the healing ward, so not in too much trouble unless they were to completely commit onto him, but again, you're dealing with Ice, who doesn't have a blink, and the only way in right now is Time Walk with the Chronosphere, but over bottom is MP, and he might actually be in trouble. He Time Walks away just in time. And comes in with the Chain Frost. This is going to be bouncing around heavily. The Sentinel is going to be dropped. They lose the Phoenix as well as Rubik to start this fight. The Stormhammer hits on 2, but this is behind the Tier 1 in a pretty precarious position is these 2 Fnatic heroes, so EG don't want to jump in behind the tower.
Yeah, I saw them like looking at Crit, and he was not in trouble at all there. Lifting him in really didn't accomplish a whole lot for them. I don't know. EG, it feels to me like they're just gonna buy, like maybe they just buy a pipe on Sven, and then I think they can actually just keep going and kind of do whatever they want. The pipe might actually be enough for them to like comfortably take team fights 5-on-5. And Fnatic have to be so careful at this stage of the game how they use their big spells. If MP gets caught out and the Chronosphere doesn't happen, that's the other thing. Their entire lineup is really built around the Chronosphere. If they don't land a good Chrono, or if nobody dies in the Chronosphere, then I think they're in really big trouble after that point, because their team fight just doesn't really have a whole lot of structure other than that.
This is a 5,000 net worth lead, 13 minutes in. About where I was talking about, if Fnatic found themselves this far behind, they might be in a little bit of trouble, but that being said, they've got Boots of Travel and are about to have the Blink on Tinker, so maybe come that Blink Dagger, you can start to open up a little bit of space and force some, unwanted rotations from EG.
He can do a little bit, but the problem is that they don't have very long lanes to work with because the tier 1s are all still up. So he can't actually shove it that far, if you know what I mean. It's not going to be too much of an issue for EG to reset those lanes.
Oh boy, Fly. He's caught out in a really bad spot. Frost Shield stolen, the laser in. And that's just going to bump Tinker onto that Blink Dagger. So Oped's found it. Still down 5,000 net worth to get the kill on a Lich, which is, not that big of a kill, but it's something, as well as stealing the Frost Shield. I think that's even bigger than the kill.
Ice. Offering Arteezy an item to cancel his TP and die to him and DJ, but not gonna take the bait. Artur just going for the Manta style here. Nice to have some ways to dispel the the laser other than being forced to spin every single time. So that's certainly nice. Also not kind of important to get the time dilation off of you. Don't want to get kited around too much.
Smoke up. They've also got RTZ inside the dire jungle. DJ comes over. The Blade Fury is going to be used immediately. It'll be stolen by DJ, who tries to run, but the Stormhammer, nicely done by DJ, but is the damage there? No. That was really well done by DJ to get out of that.
Yeah, the best thing I think was that he put the Frost Shield on himself right before he stole the next spell. So that little bit of extra damage mitigation, I think, was what he needed to escape. Nice play, but the cute play is not going to change the position of this game that much. Still very much EG in the driver's seat.
Yes, showing Prismate out on MP. Sanity's following that up, but what's next? Now just letting that ulti rip.
I don't know if he was... I don't know if you thought that the Void was a little bit lower on mana or what the situation was, but... a bit weird. He didn't have... I don't think he had any stacks at all, right? He just imprisoned him and straight up sanities. Didn't have anything on the Arcane Orb.
Definitely a questionable sanities equips there, which means that's down, and I think that almost guarantees you a chance at getting the Chronosphere off. And the stun from S4 was towards the creep, not at DJ, but S4 in a lot of trouble. The Frost Shield's out on him, but the rocket's coming in from Ape to get the kill. So, again, just a bit sloppy there from EG, and that's going to cost them. Yeah,
these last couple of moves have not been so well coordinated necessarily, and it does seem like Fnatic are kind of finding their rhythm a little bit. MP feeling confident that this is going to be a long game, has just queued up the Battle Fury. Feels good that the Tinker is going to be able to kind of keep them in a good spot, and Arteezy finding a DD is going to decide to try for the Roshan, though this isn't easy against Fnatic's lineup, and it looks like they do know what's going on. And like you said, Sanity's down.
Blink, Hoof Stomp, Double Edge. Now the Rocket's coming in, but the Astral Imprisonment is going to come out from Sumail. Now, let's see how willing they are to try and dive in onto this, because Roche is almost dead, and they'll get the kill on a fly. They'll throw the Stormhammer out at an MP, but he does have that Chronosphere available, so they need to get out of harm's way. The Supernova is going to be laid down. The Rockets come across. MP looking to finish off this Roche as the Supernova does pop, and EG might be the ones who need to re-engage here, as this Roche might go the way of the Dire. The Blink Hoof Stomp actually hits onto an Illusion. There's the Icarus Dive over. The Soulbind locks up DJ as well as Ice. The Stormhammer on top of that on an MP, as the Aegis is picked up by this Faceless Void. Throws the Chronosphere. That comes through, hitting away, getting the kill onto S4. They'll look for more. The laser is there. The Omni Slash comes out from RTZ, landing on a Jabs, getting the kill. It's only one, as the laser and everything else around it from Fnatic is able to clean up this jug.
All right. Well, Fnatic going to be very happy with all the work that EG did there to take down the Roshan. Like, there's no way that Fnatic can take it by themselves, so literally the only way that they can get Roshan in this situation is stealing it from EG, but even after that, I think they could have maybe kept Jabs alive if they'd tanked the Omni Slash together a little bit more, but still not a huge deal that he goes down. He is just the super hard 5 this game. And I don't know, EG, since this Tinker's items have come online, they do seem to have kind of, I don't know, lost their way somewhat in terms of what the next step is, and I think that's why they went for that Roche, just to try and get things back on track and make it a little bit easier for them to start 5-manning again, but not so.
This is what we were talking about with the Tinker finally finding those items and making enough space for the rest of the team, and it really has come off the back of him picking up this Blink Dagger after the Boots of Travel. He's going in a Dagon 1, and that opens up time for Faceless Void to get this Battle Fury, so he's going to be moving up in terms of farm, as he's sitting 4th, 1,000 net worth behind Sumail, but the Battle Fury is really going to help him progress quite nicely.
I think this is the item that EG really needed to wait for before they went for a couple of these kills and before they went for the Roshan. It's the Blink Dagger on the Sven. I think if they'd had the Blink on the Sven, then they could have just gone and found a kill before the Roshan and kind of secured it that way. but instead they sort of tried to brute force it. And I don't even know if they needed to go for the Roshan at that point in the game. They probably went for it just thinking that it was free for them, but I really don't think that that's the case at all against Fnatic's lineup. Oh,
Stormhammer. Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble, but they've got the Stampede that's going to be over S4. He's slowed up. The time dilation comes out on top of that with the rockets coming through. Sumail coming over, but the Soulbind locks in top hit as well as DJ, who uses the Blade Fury. The Blink Hope's not coming out onto the Greenstroke. They might be able to get a kill on a crit. Sanity's Clips drop down with the Astral Imprisonment on MP. MP moves forward. He's got the Chronosphere that's going to land on a Sumail, locking him in. Laser rockets, that gets the kill. 2 heroes gone on the side of EG as they only lose their position. 5 Phoenix continuing to move on forward as Ice looking over at Fly, who's got the Frost Shield on top of him. Blink Dagger, 2, 1 with the Hoof Stomp. There it is. And then the double edge on top of it, but I don't know if this is really going to get him the kill. DJ comes over, the Sinister Gaze comes through, the Stroke of Fate is going to be thrown out by the Rubik with the Fade Bolt. Stormhammer locks in 2 of these heroes on Fnatic, and they do not get this Lich kill, and they themselves don't go in too far.
Well, they kind of forced out a little bit of a reaction from S4 there, but very nicely done by Abed. I thought he was in a little bit of trouble, but EG just didn't have enough heroes nearby to punish him, and stayed cool under pressure, just got the laser off, rearmed, and away he went. No trouble at all. I'm a little bit surprised to see the Dagon build this game instead of going for an Ags, but the Sven's not really doing a ton of like actual right-click damage necessarily, and the Jug has a lot of ways to deal with the laser, so I think the more burst is actually probably better in this situation, because once he gets a Dagon 5, he'll be one-shotting both of the supports really, really easily.
And there it is, Dagon 2.
They don't have the vision to really utilize the Ags 100% either. Like, if you've got Night Stalker or you've got a
able to run away. They're still chasing. Just in case S4 stop for a moment, they'll continue to chase. He's able to run away. Bottom Supernova comes out and they're still chasing. Let's see if they're able to make jabs. Just in case S4 stop for a moment. He goes with the Sun Ray. They'll continue to chase. And off the map, I can't even able to run away. Bottom Supernova comes out. Pull back in. They're still chasing. Let's see if they're able to make. Anyway, but it does pull a lot of heroes from EG over bottom.
Yeah, that was weird, but I really want to say that it was space created at the end of the day. Like, they got mid lane all the way in, they got top lane out. And at this point, Fnatic are the ones who decide when the fights happen. They're the ones in control of the lanes. This is kind of similar to what EG did against Aster in our first best of 3, where they just had so much better lane control that they were just shoving lanes with Puck, they were shoving lanes with the Nature's Prophet, and Aster didn't have any way to deal with it. And this game, it's EG 100% having to find the Tinker if they have any hope of pushing any more of these objectives or making their way out onto the map. So we're going to probably start seeing some anti-Tinker wards. We've got a Blink Dagger queued up for the OD, so he can go hunting him a little bit more in the trees. But that really is what the game is going to be, completely centered around Tinker for the foreseeable future. Everybody itemizing against Tinker, and then Fnatic doing everything that they can to protect him, and continuing to just farm up using the split push.
Now, Apit hasn't died yet. And I know he's really close to Arteezy. I just don't want to Caster's Curse him right there. done that too many times. But he's already into the Dagon 4, so he's farming at such a good pace. He's 4,000 net worth ahead of anything on the side of EG. And EG are the ones looking to be the aggressors because they know they can't really be complacent and sitting back the way they are.
Yeah, he's using every little bit of space that Fnatic have created on the map. Do you really want to use this 10-second BKB on Sumail? He's very strong. Doesn't have the highest net worth in the game, but his potential impact in this next fight is going to be really big. Though he still has to worry about the Chronosphere from the Void. Sumail more than likely wants to wait to see the Chrono get used elsewhere, and then he'll probably make his way into the fight. That's a big reason as well that he wants the Blink Dagger beyond just just being able to hunt the Tinker, is that he can stay back, he can wait for the Chrono to get used on somebody else, and then he can come blink in and do everything that he needs to do, because he still has to respect the Chronosphere in fights.
Let's see the Void going into his BKB. As he went Battle Fury, Blink, and BKB. So the Blink Dagger I like. It really does. Instead of relying heavily on the Time Walk to get in and find a Chronosphere, he could blink in and get good positioning to find a Chronosphere.
Yeah, it's the luxury of having the Tinker on his team, and the Tinker having as much farm as he does. He can afford to go for an initiation item instead of just relying on the Centaur. He doesn't have to do as much damage on the Void. Sure, it'll be nice for him to do damage later on, but right now the most important thing is that he gets the Chronosphere off. And that's what the Blink and the BKB are all about. Like, you sometimes see Shadowblade on Void, and I think Shadowblade's good, but this build suits his role in this game a lot better than I think the Shadowblade would, since EG could just buy a bunch of Sentry Wards and make the Shadowblade initiation pretty unreliable.
Crit going back towards his team. He's got Fly by his side as well as RTZ, but they've got 4 heroes now here for Fnatic. May not be the fight you want to take. And Fnatic, they're okay with just letting items where they've gotten the Blink, Vanguard, and Pipe on the Centaur, and then, like I said, the Battle Fury. So much space for them.
It's been a roller coaster, but you stayed. And now I'm taking over for the day. 'Cause I can be what you wanna be. And I can feel but you love me. Take me to a place I'm calling for. Open up the doors I'm knocking on. I'm losing control. Be the one to live my fantasy. Show you, baby, your hands all over me. No, I'll never let go. 'Cause now I'm falling for love. Now I'm falling for love. Now I'm falling for you. 'Cause now I'm falling for love. Now I'm falling for love. Now I'm falling for you. And I'm losing my mind for the days. 'Cause you and I will never fade. And I could be what you wanna be. And I can feel but you love me. Take me to a place I'm calling for. Open up the doors I'm knocking on. No, I'm losing control. Be the one to live my fantasy. Show you, crave your hands all over me. No, I'll never let go. 'Cause now I'm falling for love. Now I'm falling for love. Cause now I'm falling for love. Now I'm falling for you. 'Cause now
Isolated eyes, a messy mind. Think I need to help you. I'm gonna try.